Ableton, probably the most popular program when it comes to making music. Whenever I speak to a producer who uses Ableton to make their beats, they absolutely love it. They swear by it. They think it's the best thing in the world. Usually I use Logic Pro to make beats, but today we're going to be switching it up. I'm going to be trying Ableton to see what the hype is about, why people are switching to this DAW, and why do they love it. I'm on the Ableton website now. You can try it for free for 30 days. So I'm gonna give it a go and get started. I've got Ableton open right now. I actually used Ableton for the first time maybe 2 years ago to try it out. And I remember not really enjoying the workflow too much, thinking it's super ugly. But I got it open. First impressions, it's actually not too bad. It just looks really, really basic. Nothing fancy if you compare it to like Logic or FL. I've watched a few tutorials just to understand the real basics of it. Let's try and make a beat. I'm gonna go for 140 BPM. Switch the view, so we got this. And I'm gonna start with a melody. I think if I choose instruments, these are all the stock plugins. And I'm guessing all my plugins, I think I've just got to make it VST, so it's all VST instruments instead of like effect plugins. Let's go for the Juno. I like that sound. Let's try and pencil something in. And I remember if you just select the squares, then Shift Command M, there we go. We're into the MIDI. And then let's copy that. I think it's Command D. Yeah, there we go. Actually, I'm just going to delete that note. We got some chords down. Let's try and put in some effects on this now. So I'm in audio effects. I want to see how good these stock plugins are. We'll throw a delay on it. I think we just drag it into there. I'd definitely love to get a filter, like a low pass on it. Yeah, that kind of works. And then let's see what the reverbs are saying as well. I like as well that everything is just in your face. All the effects are just right here on the side that we can just mess around with straight away. Sounds on the left, view in front of you. I'm kind of liking it so far. We got one layer down. Let's add some more stuff. So I'm wondering if I can just maybe hold Option and drag this one here. Will it duplicate? Yes, nice and quick. All right, let's try and record this in. So I'm not hearing any sound. Maybe I've got something not selected properly. That's so strange. Every time I go to press it once, I have the loop playing. It cuts in and out. Could be the sound. Let's try something else. Let's control everything and move down an octave. I've seen some people use this plugin before, Redux. Not really sure what it does though, but it seems to be really popular. So I've selected both of my MIDI. I'm just going to press consolidate and see what happens. I'm hoping it turns it into an audio file. Perhaps not. Maybe if we freeze and flatten. I think that worked. But it's turned both of these into audio files. Maybe we can just Command J this time and it will join it together. So I went on the Ableton forums and on Google trying to figure out how to merge the two audio clips together. Couldn't figure it out in the end. So I put it all into audio files now. Let's try and reverse it and hear what happens. I've got one audio reversed, one as normal, and I've just faded it in and out so it doesn't click as much. Let's keep building the melody. So I found this sound. It's like an ARP sequence sound. I'm going to use this as a texture. So some of them are off time, just going to control everything. I'm pressing Q, but I'm guessing it's not the same shortcut as Logic. So I just threw some halftime on it, and I'm actually just going to delete that section, repeat that over. One thing we got to try is just adding in an audio file. I think Ableton was probably one of the first DAWs where you could just drag in a sample and it will sync to the BPM flawlessly. I got this sample here. Let's just drag it in, see what happens. So it looks like it's in perfect timing, which is good because it's got this feature called warp, which just snaps it in time. It's a bit busy though, so let's just add some EQ onto this. I wonder if there's a way we could actually shift this up an octave. Let's just try the same shortcut as before. Nope. Maybe it's just gonna have to be a sound shifter kind of thing, just to make this easier. I think for some sections we could have it off, and in some sections we can have it on. I already have an idea for the bass line for this melody. Something just simple. I'm trying to figure out a way where it could be like da 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 and then go into recording. Okay, there we go. So far, I am enjoying the workflow. I think it's been smooth to create a melody. But what I want to do, because I'm used to it on Logic, is just shift everything to the side, and so I can see the next part. But for some reason, like, it's just static every time I try and move to the side. I'm sure it's an easy fix, but I can't figure it out. Actually, what I'm going to do is just make this 8 bars. Let's consolidate all of that, drag it over. All right, let's put some drums in now. I'm going to be using my Trap Essentials kit. Let's put in some hi-hats. I think if we just drag this here, nope, it's saying the... Okay, I got it. So the way how I figured out how to do drums using MIDI, you have to insert the MIDI track, double click, I think that assigns it, and then you can go ahead, Shift Command M, and there we have it. Alright, I like that MIDI. Let's just repeat that over. Let's keep the hi-hat simple. Wow, I am so off time. Let's just go ahead and drag it back in place. I've put in some snares, I've put in some hi-hats. I want to add a kick to it now. And then let's top this off with some open hats as well. In fact, what I'm going to do is have the open hats come the same time as the kicks. I like what we got so far. It's sounding cool. I just feel like maybe we could do with one more layer of melody. I definitely messed up the keys in some places, but it's just meant to be like a light little lead. For first beat down in Ableton though, that's the first beat made in Ableton. Can't lie, I'm pleasantly surprised by the workflow. I actually really enjoyed it. It did take me a very, very long time to go through everything because I don't know the shortcuts. I'm still trying to figure it out and I'm Googling as I go along. But I'm liking it so far. Let's go ahead and make another beat. For this next one, I'm gonna go for a slightly different vibe. I'm gonna open up a piano. I like that, let's choose that one. I'm gonna drag in a MIDI from my Treasures kit. I'm gonna change the pattern slightly. I have something in my head like dun dun dun, boom, boom. And then with that, what I'm gonna do is actually chop there, delete this section, repeat this section, and then we can join those back up. But just in the last bit, I want to change a couple of notes. I've got an idea for a bass line using a bass guitar. Every time I'm putting in those notes, I can see it's on grid, but I'm thinking to myself, why is it playing off time? And then I've noticed something is happening with the BPM where it slows down when it gets there. It drops down to 125 here. I'm not too sure why. Maybe there was some sort of automation with those notes as well. Let's just legato it. So I think that would be nice as like a little intro. And then when we come in here, that's when the 808s can come in like. boom, and the drums. I think to put in some keys, I'm actually gonna need this real quick. That's super random, but I kind of like it. I just want it to be as if someone is just freestyling on top of it. Let's add some drums on it now just to get a bounce. So I'm just gonna repeat that and join it. And then just on this side, maybe just add a tiny bit of variation. Just keep the hi-hats kind of simple, nothing really going crazy there. Alright, let's throw in a kick now. So I want the kick to be like boom, 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 coming on the same time as the 808. This is what we got for the beat. We start with the piano and the bass line. Nice and chill, nice and deep and emotional. And then we get into the main part of the beat. I think I might even speed this up even more. Yeah, I think it sounds better when the BPM is faster. But I'm not gonna lie, I've been making this beat for like way over an hour just to get this because the workflow has been tough this time. I'm using Ableton today. I would say I definitely do like it. I don't know why I didn't like it last time, but to me, it definitely seems like quite an intuitive DAW to use. Everything is just in your face, which makes for a nice and quick workflow. But I think because I'm just so used to using Logic and using the shortcuts and knowing where everything is, it's quite easy to get frustrated when you can't figure out why things are not working in something new. I do think though, if I use this a few more times, I'll probably get used to it very, very quickly. I'll definitely rate this a 10 out of 10. I really do like it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and check out this one right here, where I try out free DAWs such as Soundtrap and BandLab to see which one is the best.